welcome to the stream this afternoon. LWD Adnan here, and we're coming at you once again with some Train Sim World 4. We are going to continue running through the scenarios on the new Salzburg to Rosenheim route. I've got a video that I've got planned, but just before I release it, I need to finish the scenarios because it's basically me sharing my thoughts. And it's me sharing my thoughts, and I talk about different things, my opinion on scenery, my opinion on the scenery, my opinion on the scenarios, my opinion on the trains. It's literally just like, it's going to be titled "Should You Buy the DLC?" basically. So I guess from that you can sort of gauge where we're going from there. So without much further ado, let's get straight into it. I believe there's nothing really left for us but to do just that. I'm going to put, once again I've forgotten to fill up my water, so that's not great. I need my chat somewhere where I can see it, preferably, right? Okay, that should do the trick. Let's start recording as well for YouTube. So, first scenario for today, we've only got 2 more to do, an hour and 45, so it's going to take about just over half of the stream, and then we will probably head back to my Spessaban if we don't get any requests. So, international aid. Take some freight over the border before filling in for some shunting duties. We've got the 185.2 for this one, a very familiar train. So it's going to be a freight move, and we'll see what's in store for us. I'm not expecting anything crazy, of course. We haven't really had an amazing experience so far with these scenarios, but you never know, it could all change. So international aid, good afternoon. Today you'll be performing some shunting and freight duties over the border to help out while Salzburg deals with reduced units. Okay. When you're ready, begin to drive on. Thank you. Now, I'll be very honest with you. When I saw international aid, I thought maybe that's to do with like it's some sort of charitable, you know, some sort of charitable thing. RFB. 25 miles an hour is what, 40 kilometers an hour, isn't it? Let's get moving. Yeah, so this is why I was a bit no, I like this, I think. So yeah, this is why I liked having the HUD, because the whole kilometers and miles per hour thing. But I think we're good. So got a fairly long fairly decently long formation here. I'm not sure exactly how many different containers we've got. So this does seem to be the upgraded 185.2, not one that I'm familiar with, because I've been playing it recently on the Main-Spessart-Bahn route, which of course is a route way back from Train Sim World 2, and so the Loco on that route doesn't have LZB, and that's something I noticed straight away. So I'm not 100% sure how to tackle these. I guess it's a neutral section, right? Of sorts. I am aware on Vorarlberg, I think you completely release you turn the throttle off, and I think you set it back to neutral, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's something you press. I might be completely wrong. I might just be waffling here. But I remember there was a bit of a process to it, and remembered that I actually had to, you know, get active. Whereas with this one, I'm sort of just I'm sort of just letting the train do its thing, and then if power just cuts off, then I'll know that we've done something wrong, basically. Although on this Loco, I can see that we're running obviously on 15 kilovolt setting. Let's go back down to 40 kilometers an hour. A lot going on here in terms of speed limit changes and signals. A lot of yellow signals, but it's keeping us on our toes somewhat. I mean, we're running pretty slowly anyway, so it's not necessarily the most challenging thing in the world. But at least there's things happening. I find it interesting that we're being held just over what we've set our AFB to. From what I remember on the main Specibon version of the 185.2, it's very, very strict with holding you to whatever it is that you've set the AFB to. Whereas this seems to have a little bit more play, which I guess isn't too bad. As long as there's not too much play. We're going to release the throttle at this point. And lightly get onto the brakes. Right, so let's uncouple our 10 vehicles. Let's do that manually. Could just speed through it, but then there's not really much fun in that, is there? And I would assume in reality, as long as it's, you know, in a quiet siding, it would be the driver's responsibility. I don't think there'll be someone that's specifically there to do something like this. Oh, okay. That actually wasn't what I wanted to do, but very well. I thought I'd actually get like in between the buffers rather than just squeeze myself through like I'm Turtle, but it works, I guess. Just in quite an odd way. Okay. Let's release the brakes. Which might take a little while actually. Put us in about 50% throttle. And it might take just a little while for the brakes to release across the train, but luckily it didn't take us too long. So we're on the move once again. there definitely is a better quality to this screen. Hey, Stijan, welcome back, my friends. Welcome back to the stream. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great today. So yeah, as I was saying, I think the screen on this version, I don't know how many versions there are actually of the 185.2, but this looks a lot more HD, which is a bit strange because it looks the same, but somehow maybe it's just placebo because I know this is a later model, but it looks good. I really need to get my kilometers to miles per hour knowledge back. Good. I'm great to hear you're well, man. I'm great to hear you're well. Are you still deciding what DLC you want to buy? Have you made your decision yet? If you're gonna buy it, that's all. I think we've got it pretty much spot on. I think it is 110 kilometers. Lucky guess. But we're gonna have to bring it down to 100 due to our speed limit, and even further down actually. But we'll wait until we receive the notification, which I think we have now. So we'll bring that down to, I mean, just, yeah. Let's bring it all the way down to 40. Let's show on 70 for now. We do seem to be fairly light with regards to the lows that I'm actually used to. So slowing down, speeding up doesn't seem too much of an issue. The brake pipes clear up pretty quickly. I feel like it's almost much closer to a passenger service experience than a freight service. Not that I'm necessarily complaining, it still holds realism. In real life, you would get a variety of different freight formations and different weights for all of those formations. This will be our first time exploring the sidings at Salzburg. So far, we've only seen what the station has to offer.
Zugbeeinflussung. Türfreigabe. Türfreigabe. Türfreigabe.
It's going to be a slow roll onto track 213. But rather a controlled, smooth entrance than a a chaotic one where we're at full braking and hoping that we're going to stop in time. But the music's a little quiet, isn't it? Let's turn it up a little bit. There you go. The thing is, what tends to happen is I bring it in very slowly and in a very controlled manner, and then I still can't stop it as precisely as I'd like to. Let's see how we do here. I've had a couple 0-yard stops between yesterday and the day before. We're gonna be close.
Sifa.
Not close enough. Not too bad though. Uncouple 13 vehicles. Right. So we are going to leave all of these here where they are. I've noticed this version has a different hum to it as well. Let's release the brakes. Should get around pretty quickly from this point forwards, seeing as it's literally just the Loco now. Let's make sure we don't go too quickly. It would be very easy to do that. I should have held override. I did forget about that. I haven't been in that situation since Ignored, I think, where there's one run in the journey mode where you have to go through a shunting signal, which is what that was, where you have a red aspect and the 2 white lines. But as you go through there, you have to hold down on PZB override so that you don't get stopped like I just did. It's not just a matter of, okay, you've been given the go-ahead. So it's not the same as a green light, basically, as a green aspect. I mean, I wouldn't call it a failure. I wouldn't exactly call it a failure. I couldn't get the direct brake to hold. Well, of course I can do it now because I'm trying to prove a point. AFB is still in operation. I'll be honest, I did get very worried there, thinking that I had somehow gone past the danger signal. So same thing here. It's gonna hold on the overrides, and we're good. Beautiful. So that's what I should have done previously. I don't like the objective failure message. I really don't like the objective failure message. I feel like it's a bit extreme. I mean, it is what it is. Technically, yes, I didn't stop on the marker, but it's not a failure. Oh, really? Really? I didn't even notice it. I was looking straight ahead at the I was looking dead straight ahead at the set of containers you were gonna load up. Oh, gonna have to try that one again. Yeah. All right, we move again. Give you a chance if you've missed it. Here's take 2. Let's go again. From the top. International aid. Take some freight over the border before filling in for some shunting duties. Ooh. Wonder what we're gonna have in store. Because, you know, it's the first time we're doing this, right? So no idea what's coming. Good afternoon. Today you'll be performing some shunting and freight duties over the border to help out while Salzburg deals with reduced units. Poor Salzburg, eh? When you are ready, begin. When you're ready to begin, drive on.
Störung, AFB, AFB, AFB.
I can't even be bothered to run around and unhook containers, so I'm just going to do it through the 3 cam.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
Yeah, so we need to be extra vigilant with them signals. They can really catch you up. I'm surprised I don't have checkpoint saves active. I believe if they're not on the game already, I believe God mode should have reactivated that. Either God mode or one of Jetwash's mods. You know what? I should probably share the stream on the forum, shouldn't I?
Sifa.
I'd expect someone who's already on the forum would be interested, right? So you would think. Although they do make it a little bit tricky on mobile, don't they? Maybe it's just me.
Sifa.
I got an issue with CIFA. I'll tell you guys why in a minute. Let me just You what?
Zugbeeinflussung.
Okay, yeah, they just make it tricky on mobile. I
SIFA.
will keep the eye that I will watch Sifa with, yeah, is an eye that I don't watch anything else with. Like, I don't watch anything else with the same intensity that I'll watch Sifa, yeah. And I'll keep an eye on it, and it's not popping up. It's not popping up. It's not popping up. And I kid you not, it feels like the second that I turn my eye away from it, that same second, I'll get the notification. So it's like it's been there for long enough, and then the notification comes up in the split second that I've looked away. Let me do this thing real quick. I don't have any internet tabs open. It's so simple on oh goodness me, it's so simple here. Align center, live, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Well, align to the center then. Thank you very much. Put it in bold and underline it, and put an extra exclamation mark because effect. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's go. All right, let's continue. Maybe that's why I don't see many Vectrons on here, because they just seem to be sitting in the sidings, doing nothing at all.
Kühlfreigabe. Kühlfreigabe. Kühlfreigabe.
See, it doesn't tell me service failure for that, although I'm 20 plus yards off the stop marker. I'm not doing all that running business again, I'm sorry. Let's release the brakes of our remaining carriages.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Release ourselves from the snares of PZB. And let's get going once again.
Zugbeeinflussung.
I won't lie though, I do like a scenario. Not necessarily a scenario, but whether it's a timetable run or a scenario, whatever it may be, I just like having a session where you operate with freight and it's like what we've been doing now, just siding to siding, cutting up consists, leaving one here, dropping this off here, picking that one up, rather than travel from one end of the route to the other end of the route. There is obviously a time for that as well, and I do have my time when I like that, but we don't do this sort of thing enough, in my opinion. There's a lovely scenario on, again, I don't know whether it's a scenario or whether it's part of the journey mode for Cajon Pass, but it's literally you're working on maybe 4 or 5 sidings and you're just breaking up consists and sorting them out, and it sounds boring, and if anyone's gonna find it boring, to be honest, I feel like it would have been myself. But I actually really enjoyed it. I can't say what it was about it that I enjoyed, but I had a good time on it. But I think Cajon Pass in general is a pretty good route. Um, I know it's pretty boring in theory, and I don't know whether I find it, whether I have like a nice memory of it because I've forgotten. But from what I remember, I enjoyed it, and it's a beautiful route with obviously, you know, the new lighting and whatnot. I'm personally a fan of it. And again, I did make quite a thing of this on the release day stream, but I'm really liking how much layers we've got and how much activity there constantly seems to be. It's not a London to Brighton, it's not even like a Navigator Dresden on the Dresden side, but I think for what it is, I am enjoying the number of layers and the number of services that you're constantly coming across. And it's not just like, for example, you're not just seeing freight and every time you see freight, it's the same loco. You could be seeing a 185.2, you could be seeing a Vectron, you could be seeing a 168, is it, I think? I don't know, the other one is a very boxy one.
Zwangsbremsung. 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 Zwangsbremsung.
Why?
Zwangsbremsung. 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 Zwangsbremsung.
Did we go past?
Zwangsbremsung. Zwangsbremsung.
I don't know what that...
Zwangsbremsung.
Why?
Zwangsbremsung. Zwangsbremsung. Zwangsbremsung.
That's very strange.
Kühlfreigabe. 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 Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
That's very strange. I don't know what that was for. That didn't happen last time we did this. Did we not slow down in time? I think maybe it's that, because when we're under restriction, we need to be staying under 70 kilometers an hour. I think maybe my AFB was set to 70 kilometers an hour, but I assume we either had a bit of a downhill gradient, or that's the only thing I can imagine that would have set that off. I haven't experienced any bugginess with PZB. Not just on this route, but even in general, to be honest. Although saying that, there is a rogue 500 hertz magnet on my Spessartbahn.
Zugbeeinflussung.
I guess it adds to the experience. Let's try to not get any objective failures this time. 4 yards, just like last time. We stopped at the exact same same place we stopped at last time. So now we're gonna release these containers once again.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung. Kühlfreigabe. 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 AFB, 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 AFB.
This is interesting. This is very, 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 very interesting. Very interesting. So as part of the objective failure, we just didn't
AFB,
set the train right.
AFB.
That's very, very, very interesting. Can we go through here? Of course not. I'm not sure what to make of that. I'm not sure what to make of that.
Störung, Störung. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
Right, so this is where I believe you have to be careful. Is it either here or after the next stop? Anyway, either way, I need to keep my eyes peeled for signals. I think it was after this move, so we go past all of these containers and then pick them up on the other side. And at some point there's a signal that we need to watch out for. I'm very tempted to save the game just to, play it safe and sort of as a security measure, but I think I'm going to take the risk.
Zugbeeinflussung. 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 SIFA. Kühlfreigabe. 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 Zugbeeinflussung.
No? But you want us to stop on the dot. Come on now. There's some freight ready to head to Freilassing. Couple up and head over. Why are my headlights active? Okay.
AFB, 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 AFB.
Thank you very much. Let's see if we can do this calmly and smoothly.
Sifa, Sifa.
Alrighty. Now we're ready to go. Indeed. Now at this point, as we wait for all the brakes to release on all the carriages, I believe you'll be able to actually audibly hear the hiss of the brakes releasing. Hi, Gastox Gaming. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing?
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
Now we're creeping up to a red ever so slightly. I would assume we are going to wait for a passenger service to depart from before we go. I am good. I'm great to hear you're well, Gastox. I'm very happy to hear that. I mean, to be fair, I don't want to stop too prematurely. We've been keeping a close eye on C4, that's good. Alright. We've got eyes on the signal now.
Türfreigabe. 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 Sifa.
So I guess we just sit here and wait for the passenger service to depart. Bro. I'm not sure what we're waiting for. Ah, there's our issue. We have an OBB coming in. And fingers crossed we come out straight after this service, because otherwise, if we do get a passenger ahead of us on the same line, we are going to end up being held up quite a bit. Lovely.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
Just what the doctor ordered. Let's go. So as of now, I'd expect a smooth ride all the way down to at least
Zugbeeinflussung.
Freilassing. As what happens after that, we are gonna find out together. Our train still hasn't even cleared the 37 limit. Now it has. She's a long one. Expect to see if it's scream at us a couple times.
SIFA.
There's one. It's fairly quiet. I already screamed at us once. It's pleasant. Up to 110 Ks. I wonder what building that's meant to be. It's got very interesting roof structure. We're gonna come down to 25 very, very soon. Gonna try and look out for the speed warning board before we brake. I can't tell if that's the yellow aspect that's coming up. It should be technically, right? It is.
Zugbeeinflussung.
I'm actually pleasantly surprised that these brakes have managed to stop us in fairly good time.
Zugbeeinflussung.
It's not really much of a scenario, is it? It's just pretty much a regular service, really. Unless something out of the blue's gonna come and surprise us, but I don't think so.
Türfreigabe. Türfreigabe. Türfreigabe.
Good job. Time to park up. So is it gonna let us park up or? Okay. I think it was yesterday we did a scenario, and it said, okay, we got to whatever station we got to, and then the message said, okay, yeah, cool, you should be good from here, continue on. And then as I prepared to continue on, the service ended. So yeah. Does that count as a red signal? I guess so.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Why?
Zugbeeinflussung.
I'm not sure why we're getting stopped. I think maybe there was a danger there that I missed.
Türfreigabe. Türfreigabe. Türfreigabe.
Set the train brake to full. Yes, sir. Set these are tail lights. And I'm going to turn these off as well.
AFB. 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 Störung. Störung.
I know we've got a 30-mile-an-hour limit, but I'm not trying to take any risks.
Türfreigabe. Türfreigabe. Türfreigabe.
No, please don't do that. I definitely put it. Did I not put it in reverse? Really?
AFB.
Okay.
AFB. AFB. AFB.
Thank you. I don't know what a gentleman's called. That's a staple of German railways.
Sifa. Sifa.
Thanks for your help today. Let's see how you did. Thank you very much. I'm gonna say a silver medal for that one. Not that I'm too fussed about the medal system, but if I had to guess, it wasn't great. Not as bad as the previous one, but yeah, it wasn't great nonetheless. Just give it a couple more seconds and boom. So on to our final scenario for Salzburg-Rosenheim. Let's see what we've got in our hands. It's going to be a long one. To be fair, that one felt like it was a lot longer than 45 minutes. Maybe because I had to do it twice, but yeah. Scenario number 5, a stand-up stand-in. Help out a stuck train, finish their service. Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay. Let's see what awaits us for this one. What excitement and out of the ordinary awaits us. Right, we're in another 185. Welcome to Traunstein. It's almost home time, but before you go, a call has come in about a train needing help to complete their journey from Übersee. How do you pronounce the U when it's got the 2 dots on top?
AFB. 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 Störung. Störung.
Alright, it's just a Loco for now.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
The screen's a little bit hard to read in these conditions. Let me see if I turn the light off. Nope. Doesn't help.
Zugbeeinflussung. 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 Zugbeeinflussung.
Yeah, I think I prefer no lights at all, to be honest.
Sifa. Sifa.
Yeah, the screen was great during the day. Now, not so much. Although I think... Was there not a way to lower the brightness? Either way, it's not pleasant. I'm not sure how it's coming off on stream, but yeah, it doesn't look too great for me. I'm happy to report that our tail lights are set. Can't take that for granted these days. Although, with regards to the AI's tail lights and headlight situation, I'm very glad that they seem to have sorted that out. Because it was a staple on for DLC releases to have AI that are driving with their tail lights on, where their headlights should be, or just no lights at all. So they seem to have got that ironed out.
Zugbeeinflussung. SIFA. 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 Zugbeeinflussung. 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 SIFA. SIFA. Zwangsbremsung. Zwangsbremsung. Zwangsbremsung.
Yeah.
Zwangsbremsung. 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 Zwangsbremsung.
By the time I released the brake, I realized, yeah, I probably should be back on these as soon as I can.
Zwangsbremsung.
Couldn't catch it quick enough.
Kühlfreigabe. Kühlfreigabe. Zugbeeinflussung. 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 SIFA.
I guess we're gonna have to pull up to this signal, speak to the signaler before we get the go-ahead to continue. We've got the green light. Now, I'm not sure whether I need to hold the override as we go past this sort of signal, but I'm going to play it safe because when I don't play it safe, things don't tend to go too well.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
This is almost like the setting for some sort of horror movie. As I'm looking through the mist for this train that we're going to retrieve, something's going to pop out. A Rivet 150 perhaps. Alright, let's slow it down a little bit. Got the train in view.
Kühlfreigabe. 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 SIFA.
Is that close enough? A little bit more in it. Nice work. Now change ends and get ready to head to Salzburg. The driver will operate the passenger doors, so you only need to drive to the stops. Sounds good.
AFB, AFB, AFB.
I think that's good.
Störung, Störung.
I think that's everything set. Let's get moving.
Zugbeeinflussung, Zugbeeinflussung. Sifa, Sifa. Sifa, Sifa. Sifa. Zugbeeinflussung. Sifa, Sifa. Kühlfreigabe, Kühlfreigabe, Kühlfreigabe. Sifa, Sifa.
It's an odd feeling not controlling the doors. I guess this could be the blueprint for, you know, having a guard. I guess it depends on how they've coded it. Also, why is it only the top light that's only the top light that's really doing anything?
Zugbeeinflussung. 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 Kühlfreigabe. Kühlfreigabe. Kühlfreigabe.
This is why it's really important to know the route at the back of your hand if you're driving in real life, because sometimes in like foggy conditions or in very, very heavy fog, this is just what I've like experienced when I'm just driving a car. Even with high beams on, sometimes, like you see now, I don't know how well it's coming off on stream,
Sifa.
but right now the headlights quite strongly reflecting off the mist, so it's not like you can see very far. So especially with something like dealing with, you know, PZB, or for example having to acknowledge an upcoming speed limit change, you can't let that stuff creep up on you. You have to just know from in the back of, and you know, from the back of your mind where everything is placed. That's why I'm more than happy to, like, for example, a lot of the trains on the London Underground are automatically operated. So it's just a matter of being there to make sure everything's working according to plan, and to operate the doors, and to obviously notify customers of any, if you need to make any announcements to the customers. But other than that, you're chilling, you're relaxing, and just letting the train do its thing. So you don't need to learn where anything is, because the train will do that for you. But now if you're going to do, in the UK, we've got like National Rail, any train that operates above ground, basically, you're gonna need to know where any important thing, whether it's a speed board, whether it's a whistle board, whether it's obviously a station, you're gonna need to know all of that by heart. The train is not gonna do that for you.
Sifa.
I just realized something. So yesterday when we did the scenario where we were driving the 111 and we ended up breaking down and we needed to get another 111 and tow ourselves to wherever we went. Why couldn't I just have had somebody come out in a 185? Why did this guy have to... Why did he need me, but I needed myself? Consistency. There's no consistency. That is sarcasm, by the way. I don't know who would hear that and think that that's a serious... I mean, to be fair to somebody, that's a serious, like, complaint. But I think it's fair to say that's slightly beyond nitpicking.
Vuurvrijgave. Vuurvrijgave. Vuurvrijgave.
Whoops.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung. SIFA. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
one thing I've just noticed also is that there's no so with both the 111 and the Dosto, you can hear the train going over the points when you change track, but there's no rail sound at all from within the 185. Which is a shame because it's clearly the upgraded one, so you'd expect the quality to be a little bit higher.
Zugbeeinflussung. Kühlfreigabe. 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 Sifa. Sifa.
Perfect. And I think that's going to be it for this scenario. Yeah, lovely teamwork. Thanks for covering today. Let's see how you did. And with that, I'm ready to go and do my I'm ready to finally record my video that I'm planning to do about this route. I just wanted to see what all the scenarios were like and give it a chance. So maybe that should be up sometime within the next few days. All right, we've got just under an hour to go. Let's see what else we have. So I haven't received any route requests from anybody, other than, of course, this one. So what I think we'll do is one of two things that I could do here. Either go back to my Spessartbahn and continue my journey progress there, or continue the journey here. What training module is there for? Oh, we have we have an introduction. Why not? I actually have no clue what's in this introduction. I'm quite glad actually that they don't force them upon us anymore. But still, it will be good to see what we've got. I actually don't have a clue. I probably should do it for the other routes as well. It'd be good to have some background knowledge. A little bit late for it, but I guess we still got the whole journey mode to run through, so it's not necessarily late.
Welcome to Rosenheim Bahnhof, located in Bavaria, Germany. Rosenheim Bahnhof.
Sorry, Matt. Give me a second, lad. Let's just mute the background music.
Is the 7th busiest station in Bavaria, with around 150 regional and long-distance trains serving over 20,000 passengers per day. The There's a missing route map over there. Fix that while you're here. There are more route tasks to discover. Make sure to apply the route maps, plant flowers, restock first aid kits, and clear fallen logs. Follow the markers to board your train. Sit down in any available seat in the indicated carriage. The original Rosenheim station, one of the first on the Rosenheim-Kufstein-Innsbruck line, was opened in 1857, but soon proved too small when services expanded to Salzburg in 1860. The station was sold to the city of Rosenheim in 1878, where the city still uses the original building as its council offices today. Architect Jakob Graf created designs for a new, bigger station which began construction in 1873 and opened in 1876. In 1890, work to double-track the line to Salzburg began and was completed in 1895, allowing for 242,000 tons of goods to be transported around the year 1900. In 1944, the railway was destroyed and the entire track system was rebuilt. In 1957, the new station building was opened, as well as mechanical signal boxes being replaced with electromechanical relay signal boxes. Four new stations were recently planned, including upgrading some parts of the track to triple line to allow for the Salzburg S-Bahn to operate. The first station to open was Salzburg Taxum Europark, opening in 2006. With the next station, Salzburg-Liefering, opening in late 2013. Go cross-border and shuttle along the rural, mountainous backdrops of Europe in Train Sim World. Take a trip back to the early 2010s and climb aboard the classic electric BR111. This is Train Sim World, Bahnstrecke Salzburg-Rosenheim.
I wonder what they run on them nowadays instead of the 111. Cool, I guess. Thank you for that, Matt. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna continue my progressive main special bond. I don't think anyone's too fast, so might as well, innit? There we go. To be fair, I've made some decent progress. We've got what, 40 minutes, 50 minutes to go. There you go, 51 minutes. Perfect. And then we can call it there. It'll be a little bit over 5 o'clock, but I can't say I'll be too fussed about that. Hello, Eisenbahn mit Basti. I'm sure that has a meaning in. It looks like German. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Um, welcome to the stream. You don't need to apologize, my friend. You don't need to apologize. Welcome. You're welcome to the stream. How you doing? You good? We are currently running Mein Spessartbahn from Gemünden to Aschaffenburg. I'm sorry if I pronounce anything wrong. I very clearly don't have a German tongue. My stream is laggy, really? Thank you for letting me know. Let me have a look. I'm not seeing it. Eisenbahn. I have my stream on my phone. It's pretty smooth. The audio is fine as well. It could be your connection. Maybe it's your connection. You can either try refreshing the page. Maybe that will help. But I believe everything is running well from my side. Why weren't we moving before? That was odd. Ruined my scenic departure. What is going on? Why does it just decide to move and not move whenever it pleases? This is a new thing. Why is this? What's going on? It's not producing any power. I haven't had an issue in main specimen in over 40 runs. And the issue only seems to happen when I go into the free cam. I wonder if somehow that plays a part. Anyway, this wasn't an issue before the new DLC was released. So, and there was an update on the day the DLC released, I think. And there was an update the day before the DLC released. So I wonder if it's a case of they fixed some things and broke other things, which is the pattern that we're pretty used to by now. I've lost power again. This was really strange behavior. Hello, Samuel Smith. Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. What made you... Why, Samuel? What have you seen that's made you sub straight away? Also, I wonder why my alerts should be working for subs as well as followers. Might want to take back that sub, Samuel. As I go right past our stopping point. Out of sight, out of mind though, right? This way, we don't know where I've stopped. Where I've stopped? Yeah, where I've stopped. To support you with 2,000 gold. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you, Samuel. I'll be very honest with you though, mate. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. I think at the rate that we're climbing in terms of subscriptions, I think by the end of the year I'll be lucky to be on like 1,500, to be very honest. But every little helps, of course. Yeah, I wonder what the problem with the power thing is. It does seem to be as every time I go into free camp. You never know, my friend. It's true. It's true. It's true. 1,000 subscribers was a surprise in the first place, to be honest. The thing is, when you sort of just do very niche games, don't expect big numbers. Basically, you can. It's not impossible. But one principle I like to live by is when you don't have expectations, you don't have disappointments. So, but it's always a good thing to set goals as well. It keeps you going. When you have something to strive towards, it keeps you going. So, I do hope somehow we get it. But yeah, it's there more as a motivation more than anything. But like you said, you never know. I've been skyrocketing with my channel and only make TSW and train spotting content. Fair enough. But see, I think the train spotting content, is it real life train spotting content? I feel like when you do like real life content, it's a big help in terms of content creation. And also, I think the content I make is pretty calm. Yes, real life. Yes, yeah, that's really that's an easy boost when you do real life content. So do you have like a particular train type that you like to train spot, or is it sort of whatever comes by it? And yeah, as I was saying, I make very calm content. It's not loud. I don't I'm not a big talker. I'm not a big like. I don't know. I don't know how you'd put it. You know, usually on YouTube these days, there's a lot of energy and excitement and shouting and being loud, and I'm just calm. Most of my videos don't even have any like narration. So everything plays a factor. Like there's so many things that play a factor. Freight, freight rail tour, anything not regular. Yeah, cool. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. It's nothing I've ever done myself, but I wouldn't mind giving a go. I do consider it. I mean, the thing is, living in London is tough. I feel like a lot of the rails, train spotting videos I come across, whether it's just on Instagram or even on YouTube, they always seem to take place further up north. Not much goes on around here. Or maybe I just need to get out more. Oh, I know the issue with the power. So, because I don't have the traction lock, I haven't realized. So with this particular Dosto, for whatever reason, when you apply the brakes, before you can apply the throttle, you need to release the brakes, put them on release the brakes. No, release the brakes, put the throttle on, turn it back off, and then turn it on again, and then you can get going. I should have the traction lock on though, so it should have shown me that. What would it be? It should be here, right? Technically, yeah. Yeah, look, minimal HUD traction lock shown, but it's not. It hasn't shown me the traction lock at all. So go figure. You get loads of train where you are. I barely get anything. Do we though? I mean, the only thing, I think the coolest thing that I've seen personally is on the underground, the construction. I don't know what it's called, but you know the little yellow train that they run when they do engineering works on the underground. I think that's like the most exciting thing that I've seen. Because otherwise, it's just regular freight. The only time I've seen a Class 37 IRL was on my way to Southampton, because I had an interview with Southwestern Rail, and their offices for some reason are all the way in Southampton. And on the way there, I saw 37, which was like exciting. I thought it was exciting. East London. Seeing the 37 is like the most exciting Loco related thing that I've seen. East London enough that I should be seeing things from like Essex and, you know, a little bit outside of London. But like I said, maybe I just need to go out more. I mean, it's just regular commute. We've got I see C to C. I see overground. As I'm slowly doxing myself. And yeah, you'll see a 66, not 66, 68 usually. No, is it a class 68? No, I think it's just a class 66 with a GBRF livery. And that's pretty much all of it. I don't know if I should say that, Samuel. But without saying it, as you're clearly somewhat knowledgeable on the matter, it's a station that has 8 platforms where the C2C runs, the Overground runs, and the London Underground runs. And freight run through it as well. So without doxing myself, that should be enough meat, enough flesh on the bone to take a bite from, if you get my gist. Or you might also take that as a little test. If you have any knowledge on things that any knowledge on things that run through London. Oh, that was a close one. Thank God I was somewhat paying attention. Thing is, things like, yeah, like a 37, we don't have them run, as far as I'm aware. There's nothing that's like out of the blue or that's rare that I'm aware of. We got a bunch of 66s for freight, and then it's just like your 377s and your all the different trains that run through Clapham. Then you got Stratford, which isn't too far from me. And you got a bunch of different trains there, but like they're just regular, either national rail trains or freight trains. There's nothing, you know, nothing spectacular. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Whether it's overhead or third rail, it's literally electric. That's why like so many people complain about like London or around London DLCs for TSW, because it's just all electric. We barely have any diesels or... See, you know what I think that is? Well, you haven't really said you want to see any electrics, but I was going to say it's almost like a grass is greener on the other side, because I'd love to just see like a bunch of diesel trains. But it sounds like you're pretty much sick of them. I guess it would be nice to have a mixture of both. Bi-mode trains too come in. Bi-mode trains come in too, so diesel and electric. Yeah. At least... Well, I think it's all about variety though, isn't it? So whereby for me, that would be variety. For you, it's just another day. I've never seen a steam loco IRL, but I think something like that, I'd have to actually sort of find an event or find where, just do some research basically. I've never really gone into those sort of depths. It's more so I just keep my eyes peeled out whenever I'm at a station, whenever I'm you know, crossing over a bridge, for example, a railway bridge. I'll always kind of look around and see what's what. Understandable that you don't want to dose yourself. Yeah. 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 I mean, there's a depot not too far from here, but it's just a depot it's a C2C depot. I'll give you a clue. Actually, I'll give you a clue, Samuel. If you play TSW yourself, I'll give you a clue. It's a station that's on the upcoming overground line. On the eastern side of the route. And with how bare the overground route is, you sort of have an idea. Yes, sir. And I've doxed myself anyway. But yeah, Barking. I guess you deserve to know for working it out. Barking Riverside is the new one, yeah. There's nothing there though. It's literally just a terminating point for the overground. Very nice area though. I'll give you that. I'll give it that, but not much. There's not. No, I wouldn't even say not much. There's more going on the river below than at the station itself. So Barking is a busy one, which is kind of unfortunate in game because we're not gonna have anything going on other than overground and freight. Freight only uses one platform anyway, and it uses one platform going eastbound, and then the platform it uses coming west is that it shares the same line that the overground takes. So the only other activity we're going to see on the line is the eastbound running freight train, and that's about it. Yeah, there's quite a bit of 710s and overground, but that's it. Like in terms of variety, there's not much. But in terms of the overground itself, I think it runs every 20 minutes, maybe every 10 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. I don't take it too much. Just my missus takes it every single day to travel, but I've only been on it a handful of times. And I think it runs every 10. Let me say every 10 minutes just to be on the safe side. So it's fairly busy, but no variety. Freight doesn't have to go there. It is a terminate point for commuter. Yeah, no, yeah, there's no freight at Barking Riverside. I think after Barking, it goes towards Essex. I might be wrong. But there is a cement works, I think, that it stops at. Either cement or ballast or something. There's something that's around further east that I've seen one time, and like it's clearly a rail network. So I wonder if we'll have that. But that might be a little bit too much to ask, to be honest, from Dovetail. Only if it's RHT ballast trains. Yeah, so basically anything that's maintenance, only maintenance. Which makes sense. Greatest issue name, your hands down, Doncaster. See, the great thing about Doncaster, from what I've seen on the East Coast Mainline route, is the variety. Both in variety in every sense of the word, to be fair. Either that or Church Fenton. Church Fenton I haven't heard of. I can't say I've heard of that one. I might have to have a little browsers on YouTube later. But yeah, Doncaster's a great station, man. I guess I can see how it would get sort of repetitive though and a bit boring. But you still do have a fair variety, I guess. Do you guys up there usually have like special runs? Doncaster's never boring. It can't be. Too much goes on there. I wouldn't mind taking a trip. Rail tours are pretty rare. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty rare in general, aren't they? So for them to be around the few times that they are, you know, in your area, that would be more than just a stroke of luck. About once every 1 or 2 months. That's fair. So how do you know when they're coming by? Is there I don't know, is there like a community social point, if that makes sense? Like I'm sure there'll be some form of getting the word out there that so and so is running through the station to stay. Best place for rail tours is, I'm not going to try and pronounce that, and Fort William. Is that where they have the a lot of like the old school units? There's a website called Real Time Trains, shows every train plan to run through. Oh, okay. I've heard of I've heard of real time trains, but I didn't know that it could be used for that. But it kind of makes sense. It's quite obvious now, isn't it? That I think about it. I do want to just go out into the wilds, you know, and in terms of train spotting, I was pretty close to getting a ticket for the I forgot the name of it now. The Javelin, and they're a little bit pricey for me at the time. I was like, oh, that'd be quite a hit. But it's still something that I want to do. It's on my bucket list. But I really enjoyed, yeah, and my trip to Southampton was literally just one train all the way there. But I really enjoyed like looking at all the different trains that went past, and the wherever it was that was stable. I saw the National Rail. I forgot what train it was, but they have a particular train for a particular thing, and I just don't remember what it was. But I saw basically I just saw things that you'd never get in London or even around London. There's okay, yeah, already read that. I think it just checks. I think the train that I was talking about just checks that like everything, that the rails are safe, basically, that everything's in order. But it's got a particular name for it that's escaping me right now. We've got one more stop before we get to Aschaffenburg. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And then we'll call it there for today's stream. It's been pretty decent today, to be honest. If you're unsure whether you should buy the new Bahnstrecke Salzburg to Rosenheim route, keep an eye out for a video that should be releasing over the weekend at some point, where I'll be sharing my thoughts, what I've found great about it, what I found not so great about it, and hopefully that will help you make an informed decision for yourself. I'm actually running on I'm not running under PZB restriction. Why is that there? I think we've managed to make up a little bit of time. I really do wish the issue would be sorted though. Doesn't seem like it would be too difficult. It honestly feels like I look away for just a second and see if it screams its head off at me. But if I don't look at the screen, it feels like it's almost there forever before it starts beeping. Very odd. Do you, Samuel? I'll give you a subscribe. What's your schedule? Do you tend to stream in the evenings? Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Okay, so you're streaming today then as well. I would love to stream in the evenings. Not today, they can't be bothered. You know what? I understand. I do understand. I'd love to stream in the evenings. I feel like that's when, you know, people are most active. But the way my work is set up, it's a little bit difficult at the moment. But I should be starting my role at TFL very soon. And once that's in motion, then I'll be able to stream pretty much anytime I want, really. Well, obviously outside of work and oh, voice crack. Outside of work and uni. Get rid of this. Weekdays 5 p.m, weekend time 6 p.m. Yeah, 5 p.m is the perfect time to start, man. I think that's the time I would start. No, I'll start at 6. If I had my way with my schedule, I would start at 6 and probably go on until 9 or 10. Probably 10. Although, to be fair, I am surprised that the my stream yesterday did pretty well, and that was my 2 to 5, which basically almost just cancels out like any US audience because it's pretty early there. Yeah, I'm pretty surprised every time I get viewers at this time, to be honest. I mean, now it's 5. It's a bit more expected, but like before in the early afternoon, you could just expect it to be pretty dead. Okay, just an hour, yeah. I mean, well, just an hour. I feel like I couldn't get enough content out in an hour, especially with like Train Sim World being Train Sim World and having runs that last a lot more than an hour. But to be honest, you could fit more content in an hour than someone could in 3, to be honest. So it really just depends sort of what you're into, I guess, ultimately. But I will call it there for today. I've been really bright, haven't I? That's a bit better. No, it's not. Anyway, we'll fix that another day. Samuel, my friend, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you very much for stopping by and subscribing. I'll return the favor as soon as this is finished. And thank you to everyone else as well today who's been a part. Anyone that I've conversed with, thank you very much. Every follow, every subscription has been much appreciated as well. So if you're enjoying what you see, feel free to do so. You are not obliged, of course. And I will be with you guys tomorrow once again, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. But for now, wherever you are, have a good rest of your morning or your afternoon or your day or your evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. Enjoy the rest of it. Take care of yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care and peace.